I got a basketball Jones. I got a basketball Jones, oh baby, ooh ooh.
Man, welcome back to another week of our NBA Weekly Recap Show. Y'all already know who it is and what it is. Your boy Q Walker, a.k.a. Nephew Q. And I got my guy...
KJ, as always.
KJ always is wrong in the building. And then we got special guest in the building with us today. He's a part of BTG. He will be covering high school sports, mainly football and basketball, but high school sports in Kentucky all around. We got my guy. I'll let you introduce yourself because I don't know what you want to call yourself or what, man.
I have no alias right now, so my name is Dion Webb for people who don't know.
Man, he ain't got no. We'll work on the alias part, but he wanted to come in here, talk a little shop with us, talk a little NBA action because he claimed he knows what he's talking about when it comes to the NBA. He's a Miami Heat fan.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Why you say KJ? Why you say it like that?
Nah, man.
What you got against Miami, man?
Ain't nothing, man. I'm just chilling, bro.
All right, man.
No,
Okay. Stay chilling.
Now, if your voice got deep too, what you got against Miami, bro? Bro, Kwame Brown got y'all feeling good right there. Kwame Brown got all dark skin feeling good. But anyways, we gonna get into the show today. First things first, the playing game. But before we talk about the playing game, Keezy, we talked about us a little bit before the show started, man. Adam Silver came out, was talking about the playing game. Do you think it should be a part of the playoffs indefinitely, or do you think this is just a one-year experiment because they only had 72 games?
I mean, I like it. I think they should stick with it as long as possible. I mean, it makes it a little more interesting. Nobody wants to see the 8 seed and the 7 seed play anyway, so yeah. Except for this year, because the Lakers or somebody going to be the 7 seed. But other than that, I mean, what if Memphis was the 8 seed? You want to see Memphis play Utah? Not really.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Nephew, man, what you think about the playing games? What's your
I like
thoughts
the playing games, but I just think it should be just to determine the 8 seed instead of the 7 and 8 seed. So I just feel like because the top 7 seeds did their work for the season just to get to that point, and I just feel like the last team to get in should be the one to be in the playing game.
It makes sense. Like, it's like the fight for. But then how would you break that down? I mean, you ain't got to explain right now, but how would you determine who gets to fight for the 8 seed? You see what I'm saying? So right now, for the last 2 seeds, you got 7 through 10, right?
Right.
So for that last spot, would you only do 8? Like how would 8 through 9, what?
8 through 12.
8 through 12 for the play.
That's what I'm saying. It gets
for that last spot.
Tricky.
Yeah. So for that last spot, it would take a lot of.
Because it's usually a half a game or something like that between all those
in the West.
Those 4 seeds right there in the end. So you got to try to let
Yeah, because in the East, it's always top heavy. It's top 4 teams got good records, and the last 4 are barely struggling above 500. But speaking of teams in the East struggling to be above 500, they had the play-in games yesterday where they had the Indiana Pacers playing the Charlotte Hornets. Last week's show, Keezy had the Charlotte Hornets. I had the Indiana Pacers. And then also the nightcap game, you had the Boston Celtics versus the Washington Westbrooks. Keezy.
Yeah.
Who did we have on that Indiana? Did we both have the Hornets? I know I had the Hornets because I wanted.
You had the Hornets because you had LaMelo. I don't know who I picked. I said
I
it didn't really matter.
I thought Melo was gonna show up and show out. I did. I thought he was gonna show up and show out.
What was he gonna do?
I did too.
I thought he at least. I mean, he finished with 19, but he shot horrible. But I at least thought he'd be 25 to 28.
He said they're missing Gordon Hayward, so.
Talk to him, nephew. Talk to him, nephew. They missing Gordon Hayward. That's what it was.
Listen, the Pacers could have played anybody last night and won.
They shot their wad.
Yeah, they did.
They shot their wad.
They scored 144 points.
They will never do that again.
They hit 16 threes. They scored 66 points in the restricted area. If you give up 66,
right there, point blank range,
the bucket is it's over.
You destined to lose that match. That's 66 points, and then you said 16 threes.
16 threes.
Yeah, you determined to lose that game.
Yeah, it's tough to come back from that.
Yeah. So the Indiana Pacers. Shout out to Ike. That's his squad. They squeaked out a win over the Hornets last night. I give LaMelo a pass because he is a rookie, but the whole team, the Hornets as a team, just was horrible. Like, I don't know what they was doing last night. It just didn't work out. And then the nightcap game, the Boston Celtics versus the Washington Westbrooks. What was your thoughts on that matchup?
Jason Tatum.
Okay, man.
Dropped 50.
Lights in.
I mean, if he hadn't dropped 50 though.
That's true.
Yeah. So
He needed to drop 50 in order for them to win that ball game. Did you watch that game last night, nephew?
I caught most of it, but it was just a Jason Tatum show, and he just put on the 50 ball just to get bounced down in the first round. Basically, so yeah. So
they try to put Bradley Beal on him, but he's too big for Bradley Beal.
Well, not even that. Bradley Beal was still struggling with the hamstring too. Yeah. I mean, not to say that if he was fully healthy, Tatum wouldn't have still put 50 on him.
Yeah,
but he would have D'd up a little bit better. But yeah, it took Tatum to score 50.
Kemba had a nice game too.
He was there. Kemba was there last.
Kemba did some work finally.
He did.
Kemba had 29.
Did he?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think the only other person double figures was Tristan Thompson. I think he had like 12 or something like that.
Yeah, big man down low doing work. Shout out to Tristan Thompson, the big man of the year.
What about Westbrook though?
He played last night.
Yeah, he did.
What'd he do?
20 and
he lost.
They got beat. Yeah, they got beat.
What'd he do? So all them triple doubles. What was
he didn't have one last night.
What was that at last night? I don't know. But nephew, he's a big Westbrook fan.
I am a Westbrook fan, but my guy. I mean, he did all he could.
You need to do more. Yeah, you got to do more. But I mean, that 7-8 matchup, I thought it was gonna be a little bit more entertaining. I thought Westbrook was gonna bring it. Jason Tatum ended up. And on Monday's show and Beyond the Game, I said Jason Tatum needed to score 60 in order for them to win. He didn't get 60, but he got 50 on them on them boys. But like nephew said, they play the Brooklyn Nets in the first round. The Boston Celtics do. That's a 2-game sweep.
I mean, either way, no matter who won the game, is
right. Yeah, you face the Nets.
Nothing. Yeah,
but see, I would much rather seen the Washington Westbrooks because you got that Westbrook KD matchup. So at least that would have been exciting to watch.
It would have been exciting for the fans, but I mean, it just would have been an easy out for the.
It still would have got swept.
Yeah,
it has still been sweep, and the game probably have been 15 points every game. Probably more so. So this 9-8 matchup, in order to get the 8th seed to play the Philadelphia 76ers, who y'all got? Pacers and the Washington Westbrooks. Who you got, Keezy?
I'm still gonna go with the fighting Westbrooks. I think they,
You think they're gonna?
Indiana, they blew. They shot everything they had that first game.
I don't think they can do that again.
Yeah, you're not gonna do the same thing against
Charlotte. Not even remotely that close. You know what I'm saying? Not that close.
Yeah, they scored 144 and Karis LeVert didn't even play.
That ain't happening. That ain't. Who you like in this matchup?
I'm going with my guy again, Russell Westbrook, fighting Westbrook. But it's hard for him to not get a triple double. But when he does, most of the time it is a W. So,
yeah. Man, I'm gonna go. See, I picked Westbrook in the first game and they lost. I picked LaMelo in the first game and they lost. So right now it ain't looking too hot for me right now.
What's your other guarantee, Charles?
My guarantee. Well, I guarantee that Westbrook gets this 8 spot. Westbrook gets this 8 spot. I just don't believe in the Indiana Pacers. They not won 44 points good. They just got hot. It was a combination of bad defense by the Hornets and the Pacers getting anything they wanted, which I guess goes hand in hand because Hornets don't play that good of defense. But anyways, man, tonight's matchup is the matchup everybody wants to see. The play-in game everybody wants to see. The Memphis Grizzlies and the San Antonio Spurs. Let's go ahead and get this matchup on out the way.
Yeah, get this out of the way. I'm gonna pick Memphis just cause I ain't
Who you got, D?
Spurs only won 2 games in the month of May, so I don't have them at all.
Hold on, why you bring up the Spurs? I want to talk about this real quick. Why is it the Spurs refuse to tank? It's like they always play just good enough to not do anything instead of just tanking it. And I know this year's draft class is that strong, but still, I would much rather tank and get a top 5 than be the 10th team and do what?
Be
more practice?
Be 10th again next year because you ain't gonna do nothing in the offseason anyway.
I mean, they got lucky, right? They got lucky with David Robson in the 80s, first pick, right? They got lucky with Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
For people who don't know, the season before that, David Robson got injured. I think he broke it like his foot or something like that. And that's how they ultimately ended up getting the first pick. Got lucky again and got Kawhi. So you have to tank because ain't nobody coming to San Antonio.
Nah.
Ain't no big name free agents coming to San Antonio. Last dude was Marcus Aldridge, and we see how that worked out. Yeah. So for a team like San Antonio, you have to tank so you can possibly get a superstar in there because he ain't coming through town. But yeah, I'm right there with you. Let me get Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies in this matchup. Ja Morant goes for 38-6 in this matchup. Who's gonna go?
I can see that.
Yeah, I can see
Who's gonna check me, son?
Somebody should try.
Yeah, I'm saying nobody check that.
And then we're gonna go to the first round of the Western Conference because I feel like we don't need to talk about the 7-8 matchup. But nah, the 7-8 matchup, like I said, is the matchup everybody is anticipating tonight. The Golden State Warriors and the Los Angeles Lakers. Dion, I'm gonna let you cook on this first. Who you got in this matchup?
I got LeBron James in the first matchup. Stephen Curry is going to have a 44-point, 48-point triple-double almost to carry the team, and nobody else can really carry the load on that team but him. So
you got Steph Curry putting up at least a 40 ball in this matchup.
He has to put up a 50 ball to win.
50 to win, but he's going to at least get 40.
Yeah.
Man, so you said 40 point almost. Well, let's split the babies. 42 points, almost triple double.
Almost triple double, yes, for the win.
That means Steph gonna have to hit these boards. I don't know, Dion, because you got Andre Drummond, you got LeBron, you got AD. I don't know how Steph gonna get in there.
He's not in there. He has to make 10 threes. He's on the perimeter. So, I mean, unless you can guard 30 feet out.
We got this. Did the shooter. Locking him up.
Is he healthy?
Don't worry about that. You asking me questions. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
Don't worry about that.
He's going to run him crazy.
But I chose the Lakers to win.
Okay.
I just said what the Warriors needed to do to get the W.
Okay. LeBron will probably take him and lock him up, holding 15 points. But
that's a lie.
Well, who you got, KJ?
I'm going to go with the Lakers.
Okay.
I mean, they'll run some kind of gimmick defense.
Boxing
double
one.
team step, boxing one, triangle two.
3-on-1.
3-on-1.
3-on-1. Like the Suns did.
They'll run something to try to get Steph off. I mean, that's how you beat the Warriors, though. Just make sure Steph don't score.
Well, let me ask y'all this real quick. Is it that you let Steph get his and you shut everybody else down, or do you try to shut Curry down and let everybody else beat you?
You better off shutting Steph down and letting everybody else beat you. Because if he get going,
then it opens up for everybody else. Okay, yeah, y'all right. So, yeah, y'all already know who I'm going with in this game.
I know.
It ain't easy. It ain't no me waste my breath on this. This is LA Lakers all day. LA Bron.
I was just going to skip past that.
LA Bron Lakers. We're going to go ahead and, go to the first matchup against the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
Oh, before we get started, before we talk about the Western Conference first round, CP3 is his favorite player. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
Here we go.
Yeah, I just thought So,
hey, I think your guy should be in top 3 MVP.
Yeah, talk to him, Dion. Top 3 MVP. Who you got? Just go ahead and tell us. No particular order. Chris Paul.
MVP?
Yeah.
Chris Paul, Stephen Curry.
Okay.
And before LeBron James got hurt, it was him. But I'm going to have to give it to Big Jokic.
Okay.
So ain't no Julius Randle in there?
Who?
I said top 3, not top 5.
Top 3. Yeah. He ain't got Embiid in there. Make sure you realize that. He got Joker.
No Joel Embiid.
No Joel.
He got Joker.
No Julius Randle.
No Julius
Why
Randle.
does he keep talking about you?
And I named 3. I said, he didn't say top 5. He said top 3. So
who's your top 3? I know this is off topic real quick, but who's your? I know you said that you think Embiid is still gonna win, but who is your top 3? I swear, if you say Julius Randle, the show is over, bro.
Embiid, Steph, and the Joker.
Okay. All right. So you ain't even got Julius Randle.
No, he even got Julius Randle.
He's 4th.
4th. I get even.
He took the Knicks from worst to 4th.
Yeah, he did. Only to lose in the first round.
And
only to lose.
You ain't have CP3 your favorite player?
If CP3 on the Suns, they played the Lakers in the first round. He led them to an L2. So what's the difference?
The difference is
the next topic. I win again.
The difference is the CP3. Okay, like we said last week. I'm gonna ask you real quick. Were the Suns in the playoffs last season?
No, they were not.
Were the Knicks in the playoffs last season?
No, they were not.
Okay.
So which is harder to make the playoffs in, the East or the West?
Who got more talent on the team?
Julius Randle.
No.
He got Emmanuel Quickly. He got R.J. Barrett, who you also love. You know what I'm saying? He got Nerlens Noel. Who else he got on that squad? He got Kevin Knox.
He got Derrick
Rose.
He got a whole bunch of John Calipari.
He got Tom Thibodeau as his coach. I mean, come on, bro. What else do you need?
It's a new coach.
Who won Coach of the Year?
That's not the point.
Okay, all right.
Dwayne Casey won Coach of the Year for the Raptors and got fired. So what does that even mean? that don't mean nothing.
The way Chris Paul took that OKC team last year, and the way that he took this Phoenix Suns team this year to the second seed, I mean, it just shows itself that he's a difference maker. And
if LeBron and AD hadn't been hurt, if Paul George and Kawhi didn't skip every other game, what seed would the Phoenix Suns be?
Second.
If Jamal Murray hadn't got hurt, they'd be about 5 or 6.
Second.
More lies. Let me write that down.
more lies.
Okay.
So man, let's talk about the first round matchups. Let's go to the Eastern Conference first. Okay, let's start with the 2-7 because the 1-8 we'll get to that here in a second. The 2-7, I don't think we need to discuss that. I think everybody has. You got Boston. You get Boston at least one.
Yeah, be 4-1. Yeah.
4-1. What about you, Dion?
I think it's a complete sweep.
Sweep.
Yep. Get the brooms.
Get the brooms out already. First game, get the brooms out. Next matchup, I want to really know what your take is on this one, so I'm gonna let you go last. You got the 3-6 matchup. You got the Milwaukee Bucks and the Miami Heat, which is a repeat of last year's Eastern Conference Finals matchup. KJ, who you got in this?
Which I correctly picked last year.
That's not. Why are you bringing up old stuff? This
shit.
Yeah, that doesn't count no more.
This year, it's looking a little different.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that Giannis and the Bucks go on a little revenge tour.
Mm-hmm. I thought you didn't like Giannis.
They beat the Heat 4-2.
I thought you didn't like Giannis.
I don't really mess with Giannis like that, but
he don't like nobody. He don't like CP3.
He got somebody
Giannis
with him this year that's gonna help him out a little bit.
You know who his favorite player is? Kyle Lowry.
Kyle Lowry. He done made $600 million. He want to get the bag broke off in free agency.
Yeah, Kyle Lowry. He loves some Kyle Lowry.
He been in the league 18 years. Think he could make $40 million.
He got a ring.
He does.
He got a ring. Don't that count for something in free agency?
He helped get that ring too.
No.
That don't count for nothing.
Mm-mm.
Man, you hard on my dude Kyle. But anyways,
they beat the same team that the Lakers grid play tonight for the title. Steph, Draymond, and nobody else.
That's true. That's true.
That's true.
Okay, here we go. Keep it moving then.
That's true. But Kyle Lowry still got Finals MVP. But before I let Dion cook on this 3-6 matchup, I'm right there with you. I'm gonna go 4-2 as well. And I feel like we talked about this on the last show. Who do you trust more in the playoffs? Paul George, Giannis. And I feel like this is the playoff series where Giannis has to become legendary. I'm not necessarily saying they're gonna get to the finals, but this is the series where he shows that he can consistently at least get them to the Eastern Conference Finals, maybe even the finals.
They ain't getting to the Eastern Conference Finals this year.
Nah, because they gotta play Brooklyn in the next round. So
they gotta play Miami in the first round.
So let me get 4-2 in this matchup as well. Dion, who you got in this matchup?
I got the Miami Heat in the first round. Like you said, this is Giannis' year to become legendary and show that he can actually get to the promised land. But I feel like Bam Adebayo will be too much in the paint for Brook Lopez. Even though they both can space the floor, I just feel like Bam is more athletic. He can move the ball a little bit more in his hands. And they got to keep up with our shooters, Duncan Robinson and Tyler Herro. Tyler Herro's been having a struggle season, but in the last recent games, he's been shaking back, looking like his old self.
He's been cooking recently.
And I trust Jimmy Butler with the ball in his hands to close the game. That's all you got to do. That's all he asked for. So I got Miami in the 7.
Yeah, you act like you know what you're talking about a little bit. You still gonna be wrong on your
Still
prediction.
gonna be wrong.
On your prediction.
You made some good points though. You know
but
what I'm saying?
you spoke very strongly about your Miami, man. I like that. They ain't gonna do nothing, but
no.
We'll see what you say next show.
Okay.
But the thing about Miami before we go on to the 4-5 matchup is that Miami has a lot to build on, right? Like you said, Duncan Robinson, Tyler Herro, Bam, Jimmy Butler, and I believe they have a lot of cap space coming up this offseason as well. So they could potentially, move this thing up, but you still got Brooklyn out there, so it ain't gonna matter. But the 4-5 matchup, you got the Julius Randle Knicks versus the Trae Young Hawks. Dion, who you like in this matchup?
Man, I got the Knicks. Out of all the times they played the Hawks, they never lost.
Okay.
I feel like the Knicks close out games better.
Okay.
One of the games they went on a 14-5 run to close the game.
Okay.
And in the other game, for the last minute and a half, they closed the game out. Atlanta only scored 2 points to the Knicks 8. So, yeah.
You know what? You sound real convincing, bro. What KJ? What, man?
No, I'm just waiting till it's my turn.
Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Is it my turn?
Go ahead, Skip Bayless. It's your turn.
Right. So, the Knicks play good in regular season, but the playoffs is about to start.
Okay.
And if Julius Randle has a bad game, it's over.
You don't trust Derrick Rose to step up?
No.
I do.
If this was Derrick Rose 2000, whatever, Derrick Rose, then I say so. But I mean,
what do you want in MVP? Because there's 2000.
Who do you trust on the Hawks?
a whole lot more people not trust on the Knicks. I don't trust R.J. Barrett. I don't trust.
I thought you liked R.J. Barrett.
Nah, bro, I can't.
Man, let me get. This is a tough matchup because to me they kind of pretty much mirror themselves.
They really do, and I feel like whoever wins the battle between Nerlens Noel and Clint Capella in the paint, rebounding wise, I feel like that's the team who's going to win the series.
Who you think wins that rebounding edge? Who you think? I mean, you got the Knicks winning.
I got the Knicks winning, so I'm going with Nerlens. Then I'm going with the Kentucky boy.
I knew it. It was the Kentucky reason why.
I think this is going to be the best series from the first round, but I'm going to take the Atlanta in 7.
Atlanta in 7. You know what? Let me get. You know what? Because on the Beyond the Game show on Monday, I went with the Hawks.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the Ice Trade Hawks. Man.
Knicks in 6.
I'm talking about.
Knicks in 6. Hey, I need to be a shirt. Knicks in 6, but that ain't gonna happen, man. Dion, you are looking like you about to go 0 for 2 in the Eastern Conference, man. Well, no, I'll be afraid 1 for 2 because you know the Boston and Brooklyn series. Everybody gonna pick that.
You know, I only missed one series the whole playoffs last year.
Why you keep bringing up last year?
You know what I'm saying?
This is 2021.
I'm probably gonna get this right again. Anyways, though,
he's one of them type of people.
Yeah, he is. That's why I ignore him and block him out. And then of course you got the 1-8 matchup, which is the 76ers versus either the Pacers or the Washington Westbrooks. Beyond.
I feel like Ben Simmons is going to show out. Joel's going to do what he's going to do, and it'll be
Brooms again? Either team?
No, not Brooms again. Pacers get 1 because Sabonis is due for a great game. He's a great player.
He had 20 boards last night.
He did. So I just feel like they're going to get 1 and be done.
So if they play the Westbrooks, is it a sweep?
Yeah. It's a sweep.
KJ,
Philly in 5, no matter who they play.
Either one?
It's a wrap, yeah. Because Embiid going to take him a night off. One night, you know, he gonna be out there playing around.
I don't believe that. I got Philly in 4 in either matchup.
Oh,
because I
with
feel
Doc
like
Rivers coaching.
Doc Rivers is that man. Because I feel like the same thing with Embiid is Giannis, which is Embiid has heard the criticism for the past 2 years as far as his playoff failures. So I expect him to come out from the gate and dominate. I expect him the first game he's coming out with 30 and 12. First game.
Oh yeah, he's coming out the gate hot. Yeah,
30 and 12,
maybe 45.
And on top of that. Either team, Pacers or the Wizards, who has an answer for Embiid? Not to say that any team has an answer for him, period. But who on either team has an answer for Embiid?
They don't have an answer for Embiid, Simmons,
Tobias Harris. Like,
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Though they gonna get up to 3 over some of the series, and he's gonna take him a night off.
I don't think so.
That. You think he might try to close him out?
No, I think he's gonna keep his foot on their throat because that's the problem with Embiid. People think, sometimes he gets too lax, and he has games like that. So I think he's trying to prove a point that
I feel like Doc has changed that culture around.
Talk to him about Doc. Talk to him about Doc.
For that team, yes.
Talk to him about
this
Doc.
guy killed Doc off last year, man. Yeah, now talk to him about Doc. Yeah,
Doc just needed to change the scenery. That's all. Paul George. First of all, man, look, I don't understand the whole Paul George Doc Rivers dynamic, right? Paul George dates his daughter, cheats on his daughter, plays for the dad's team. Paul George is going through, the mental health stuff that he was going through in the bubble.
Goes for 2 for 14.
Doc Rivers pulls him to the side in the hotel room, has a talk to him man to man about, getting your stuff back together. And then ultimately, when they get put out, he stabs Doc Rivers in the back.
He don't like Doc. It's something about Doc he don't like, man.
Boy, I swear.
Doc wasn't running up picking rolls and stuff and getting him in his spots.
Wait till this Doc Rivers tell-all book come out. Wait till this tell-all book come out. We got some news for you, bro. But yeah, so that's our picks for the Eastern Conference first round. We're gonna go over to the West side, which is the best side. 2-7. Okay. We both got, everybody has the Lakers winning this the 7-8 matchup to play the 7 seed against the Phoenix Suns. Dion, go ahead and give your prediction on this 2-7 if it's Suns and Lakers.
If it's Suns and Lakers, it's hard to go against the Suns because they've been doing great things right now. But if AD is completely healthy, there's nobody else in the Western Conference who can contend with him. Because, look what he did last year.
Look what he did.
Got through all of them, and none of the games won 7 games.
None of them. Not near a game win 7 games.
I got LeBron.
Not near a game. DeAndre Ayton, who?
There's nobody ever that's come on this show or anywhere else that said, "Hey, man, the Suns got DeAndre Ayton. You watch out." Never.
What about in the Phoenix area? Anybody say that?
Nah, anybody talking about that either. They talking about Devin Booker. They ain't anybody saying nothing about DeAndre. I forgot he was on the team still. I thought they had somebody else.
It's deep. So I see where you already going with this. Who you going with?
Lakers in 5.
Lakers in 5?
Yeah. But you know what? I'm ready for this week to start so they can start painting this narrative for LeBron.
Here we go.
LeBron got to play Steph Curry. They have one man on the team, Steph Curry. That's it. If they stop him, it's over. Then they're going to talk about Phoenix. Phoenix is the number 2 seed. The Lakers are the number 7 seed. Here we go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so that way LeBron can start painting this picture that, oh my God, look what I got to go through to win a championship again. The damn Phoenix Suns.
He's 36.
The Phoenix Suns.
The
Phoenix Suns.
The number 2 seed.
Come on,
seed.
dog.
If getting the number 2 seed was that easy, why ain't the Clippers got it?
Because the Clippers don't play.
You know why?
Why?
Because they scared of the Lakers.
Shit.
They scared of the Lakers. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if y'all seen this or not. Didn't Kawhi, Paul George, one of the Morris boys, didn't they sit the last 2 games?
Everybody set the last 2 games.
Why?
They trying to make sure they healthy, man, for the playoffs.
It's healthy. It's the healthy for the playoffs.
Hold up, though. Before we get to something else, last week on this show, somebody was hoping that the Lakers kept losing so they wouldn't get the 6th seed because the Clippers looked like they were going to be 3 and the Lakers are going to be 6, and somebody was scared to death.
I don't know who that was. I don't know. Look,
this one over here running his mouth.
Look, yeah, this was my logic. This was my logic behind it.
You gotta break it down. I missed that episode.
Break it down like a fraction. I didn't want them to play the Clippers in the first round because LeBron wasn't going to be fully healthy. That's why I would. So therefore, if they play in the second round and they beat a fully healthy Lakers team, there can be no excuses.
Now he set out 3 months
what everybody
on an
wants.
ankle sprain. 3 months on the ankle sprain.
It hurt.
It wasn't fractured.
I told you his foot was hanging off.
Come on, guys.
It was dangling.
Listen, when that play happened, he rolled his ankle. He got up the next play, did about 18 moves with the ball, passed it, got it back, shot a 3 in the corner, turned around before it went in, and ran down the court. Then he took himself out of the game.
36, he's doing that.
Then he out for 3 months.
It's his adrenaline. His adrenaline wore off. He's like, hold on, bro, this don't feel right. Yeah, come on now.
10 seconds later, though,
delayed reaction.
say he said out 3 months on ankle sprain. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. He been 100%.
Dion said the man is 36. Don't he deserve a little rest?
He done put in his dues, man. You got to give it to him.
You know what I'm saying? Third all-time leading scorer.
Okay, well if he need a rest, the Clippers deserve to get some
Still
rest.
an
Still
MVP consideration at 36.
What the Clippers do to deserve rest? Nothing.
They playing basketball. Everybody else get rest. They get
Shoot
some
a
rest
shot
too.
on the top of the backboard.
So Paul George goes 4 for 16, scores 10 points in a closeout game, and he deserves rest.
Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah. Everybody deserves rest.
Okay. Oh, you know what? You're right. So from the it wasn't even Western Conference Finals. So from the second round in the Western Conference up until December when the season started, he got plenty of rest. Yeah. The second round ended in September. So from September to December, Paul George ain't got no rest. Because my guy only got 72 days of rest versus Paul George had
They got
3
about
months.
83 days of rest. About all they got.
And Paul George is younger.
Okay.
So what you need rest for?
LeBron spends $1 million on his body every year. Don't nobody else do that.
First
He don't need no rest.
of all, stop counting that man's pockets. You don't know what he spends on what.
He don't want to tell everybody how much he spent.
Don't worry about what he spent on what, man. But listen, I was just saying that because if the Lakers lose to the Clippers in the first round, that's going to be the excuse. Oh, well, LeBron wasn't healthy. Wait, if LeBron was healthy, so I would much rather both teams being healthy, and we can see what's going to happen.
Well, I mean,
That's all. But little did I know, Dion. Little did I know.
What you know?
The Clippers was ducking them the whole time. the Clippers was setting players. No. We don't want the 3 seed. Let's go back and get this 4 seed real quick. Man,
Throwing games,
you know
man.
what? I ain't even
I
gonna let
believe
this
it.
happen. I ain't even
I
gonna
believe
let
it.
happen.
Scary ass.
Yep.
I ain't even gonna let it happen.
Scary as hell.
Scary ass. Paul George don't want that smoke. Kawhi definitely don't want that smoke because Kawhi has struggled all year long. So
Kawhi look old.
So he look older than LeBron.
He
does.
Look old.
He
Yeah.
does.
Them knees is bulky.
He walking with a limp at all times.
And then, of course, Boogie has played well since they've added him. They got Pat Beverly, if you want to call having Pat Beverly a plus, I guess so.
Has he played this season?
Serge Ibaka been
Yeah.
hurt. Pat Beverly been hurt.
That's why I said you got playoff Rondo.
I mean, they had a lot of injuries like the whole season.
So did we.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Everybody's good to go now.
That's why
everybody had their rest.
You proving my point. That's why I didn't want to play in the first round.
No, everybody's good now. LeBron's good. Paul George is good. Kawhi's good. Pat Bev is good. Everybody good to go.
Well, we'll see if Paul George is good because it's playoff time. So
we'll see.
No, I'm just saying he's healthy.
Okay.
So it don't matter when they play. They can play tomorrow, next week, next month. It don't matter.
It don't matter. Okay, we'll find out. So, anyways, moving up to this 3-6 matchup. We got the Denver Nuggets and the Portland Trail Blazers. Man, this is quite the matchup. But yeah, who you liking this?
I got Nuggets in 6.
Just that easy.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick. I'm gonna go right there with you.
I'm about to say Jokic. He's gonna showcase why. Jokic is gonna showcase why he's the MVP.
Okay. Triple double series for him. Close to it.
Damn near every game. Yeah, on some Brown-esque stuff.
Yeah, give me Jokic average for this playoff series.
Average for the playoff series: 28 points a game, 11 rebounds, 12 assists.
Okay.
I mean, I can't argue with that.
I mean, he gets his team more involved.
I am gonna argue with that. Yeah, I'm going against you. You ain't got to side eye me, player. I told you, Kwame Brown got y'all. Boy.
You think it's time?
Yep. Dame time. Let me get Dame in 7 in this series right here. Because the Portland Trail Blazers, you had mentioned the Spurs only winning 2 games in the month of May, right? Yeah. Well, the Portland Trail Blazers is 8-2 in the month of May. So they on a real hot streak right now. So I believe they take that hot streak into the playoffs against Jokic. And off top of that, you got Dame, CJ, Carmelo Anthony, who just became top 10 all-time scorer. Who do the Nuggets have that can combat against the scoring that they have? You have Jokic, right?
Michael Porter Jr. is coming to his own.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Jamal Murray's has been out, so he's going to have to show up big in this series, man. I feel like he will.
Okay.
And they have Aaron Gordon, who's really getting acquainted with the team. Aaron Gordon. That's more rebounds, more possessions, more points.
This is good. I don't even have to say much.
I don't know who Aaron Gordon is. Ever since he got traded.
Well, you get to know.
I forgot he was in the league since he got traded.
Well, watch the 3-6 series game.
So, okay. So I got the Portland Trail Blazers in 7. You said you got the Denver
Nuggets in 6.
6. What about you, KJ?
I'm going Nuggets in 6.
Nuggets in 6.
What? The Nuggets is 8th in the NBA in scoring.
So?
And they 8th in the NBA in points allowed a game. You know who ain't in none of them stats?
Why are we worried? We're not worried about that right now. It's the playoffs. You can throw that out the window.
Denver plays more team ball.
Why? Yes. Who cares
and
about
I know Dame time is real excited, but he need to get some help. But he need to get the hell up out of Portland because he gonna be stuck losing the first round.
We're loyal to the soul.
Time. Well, you can be loyal to it if you want to.
I say get rid of CJ.
If ain't nothing growing out of it, ain't gonna do you no good.
Nah, we keeping this thing. Don't worry about that. We add a piece here, add a piece there. Man, we gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. Don't worry.
And they got rid of their best player from the bubble last year, other than Dame and CJ. They got rid of Gary Trent, so they let him go.
Got Norman Powell, baby. Got Norman Powell.
Norman Powell's a dog.
I'm trying to tell you,
he ain't gonna be a dog against the Nuggets.
Watch what I'm trying to tell you. But pay close attention to this matchup so they can be wrong.
So we can be right.
And then you have the 4-5 matchup, which 2 teams nobody really cares about. You have the Los Angeles Clippers and the Dallas Mavericks. For me, let me just gonna get this out the way.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be a repeat of last year when Luka was giving the Clippers hell all series long.
Right.
They're gonna bottle Luka up.
Yes.
Luka's not gonna be able to get off like he wants to. So let me get the Clippers in this 4-2.
Huh. You give him 2?
I give him 2.
4-1. We get him out of here quick. Revenge tour we about to go on.
Luka's been giving the Clippers work all season.
Yeah, he give everybody work all season.
But
anybody else on the team?
That's hard to go against the Clippers right now. I got Clippers in 5.
I just, you know what? It all depends on Kristaps Porzingis, man. Which really one are you going to get? Are you going to get the 26-8 Porzingis? Or are you going to get the 15-5 Porzingis? So, and a lot of people seem to think in the playoffs last year, if he had Porzingis, it might have ended up a little bit different.
Mm-hmm. He was playing good last year.
So we'll see. I think pretty much everybody's going with the Clippers. Expect Paul George to have a big first round. And that's where it ends. But anyways, the 1-8 matchup, to me, I think it is going to be the Utah Jazz versus the Golden State Warriors. And if that's the way it turns out, let me get Warriors in the upset. Let me get the Golden State Warriors beating the Utah Jazz in an upset. Of course, it's going to go 7 games because it's going to take every bit they got. Because the reason why I say this is because Mike Conley's been injured. Donovan Mitchell hasn't played since April the 12th. So like he's got to get his conditioning back up, and this I don't know if chasing around Steph is the game you want to get your conditioning back in. Yeah, they got Rudy Gobert, jingling Joe Ingles.
Are you listening to this? This is crazy talk.
I'm thinking.
You don't have to think too hard about it,
But
bro.
let me get Steph, Draymond, Andrew Wiggins, Kelly Oubre. Let me go and get them in this upset. Mark it down. Mark it down.
The Warriors play when they want to play. They don't. Sometimes they show up. Well, besides Steph and Draymond, all the rest of the players. Sometimes they show up. Sometimes they don't. It's a hit and miss with them. So I can't give Golden State with the upset, man. Sweep.
So Golden State is not going to show up tonight, but I just need them to show up against the Utah Jazz. That 40 point triple double that you was talking about, Steph almost getting, I need that against the Utah Jazz. That's when I need that. Tonight, I don't need that shit. I don't need that in my life. I don't need that negativity. KJ,
Utah Jazz in 5.
Against who? It don't matter.
If they play Golden State, 5. If they play somebody else, it's a sweep.
Because okay. Looking at the thing, let's say Golden State loses tonight, they go to the loser, and let's say the Grizzlies win. So you got Grizzlies.
They out of there.
Okay, all right.
The only reason I give Golden State one is because Steph might get crazy one game and drop 60 or something.
And he's due for one.
So Grizzlies is a sweep.
It's a sweep.
Warriors
a game. Like I said,
bro. Like Utah has been in the top 2 or 3 in offense and defense all year. Even without Donovan Mitchell, they still held the number 1 seed. So how you think they're going to lose to Golden State in the first round of playoffs? They've been beating everybody all year.
You're not going to be able to take it in.
And that's cute that they've done
offensively and defensively. It ain't like they just outscoring everybody. Offensively and defensively the whole year. No way they lose in the first round of playoffs. Is this the camera?
Yeah.
This is where I'm at right here.
That's where you at.
This is one with the red dot looking at me.
No
way they lose in the first round, no matter who they play. Hell,
put a bottle on it. Put a bottle on it. Put a bottle on it.
Well, put a bottle on it.
I'm lying. I ain't got that much confidence in it. But so, what about you? If Grizzlies get that A seed sweep?
Yes.
Okay.
Nobody can come back with Rudy.
Who's that? I don't even know who that is.
I don't know. Rudy. Like
What are you talking about? Rudy Gobert? That guy?
Whoever the Grizzlies got can't compete with him.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Valanciunas is good, but nah.
Yeah, he's good, but he ain't real.
No.
Nah. He ain't real. So that's all, first round matchups for the Eastern Western Conference. You know what I'm saying? We'll check in next week and you'll see how right I am and how wrong they are, which is
I'll be getting an apology next week.
Yes, you will. I know you will.
Apology next week. Ooh, man, there's so much stuff I want to go over right now, but I'm going to be chill. I'm going to be calm. But anyway, Keezy.
Yes.
What is your series to watch for in the first round in the East and Western Conference? Who you got?
Well, let's see.
Mm-hmm.
In the East,
okay,
I'm going to go with the Milwaukee and Miami series.
Okay.
I want to see what Giannis does against the Heat, who play that zone and pack it in. I want to see if Milwaukee's ready. I think they will be, but I want to see, though.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens.
So what makes you pick this series over the Knicks and the Hawks?
The Atlanta Hawks?
Yeah.
I mean, if Milwaukee wins and they get some momentum, I think they can give Brooklyn some trouble maybe. New York and Atlanta, whoever wins, I mean, they
going home in the second round.
I mean, it's over in the second round anyway. They just playing for fun at that point.
Playing for fun.
Yeah. So
playing for shits and giggles at that point.
Basically.
Okay, what Western Conference? Who you got as the series to watch in the Western Conference? Watch this.
The Lakers and the Phoenix Suns, man. That'll be the matchup to watch right there.
The Lakers and the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, I mean it's not gonna be real competitive, but that'll be the one to watch though. Because we're going to see what old-ass CP3 does out there, which will be absolutely nothing.
See how you talk about his favorite player?
He loves AD going to kill him. Bron will get busy. Devin Booker will probably shoot 10 for 27. And, I mean, they probably win in 5.
Let me ask you this real quick, man. Why not go with the because to me, I feel like the Denver Nuggets Portland Trailblazers will probably be the most exciting series in the first round. That's going to be a lot of scoring, like you said. Jokic, Michael Porter Jr.,
that was my pick.
Dame, CJ, Carmelo Anthony. That's a lot of star power.
Is Denver or Portland going to beat anybody in the second round?
We're not talking about that. We're talking about the first round, most exciting matchup. First round.
I'm trying to put some meaning on something.
You trying to put some meaning on
what
something.
What if Phoenix upset the Lakers in his first round?
Why would you even speak that evil?
I'm just asking.
You just spewing nonsense now.
You know, what if?
This is irrelevant.
You know what I'm saying? What if?
Then Laker fans, LeBron probably still hurt. You know, been hurt from his ankle sprain for 3 months, but he probably still hurt.
What if the Warriors upset the Jazz?
That's not gonna happen.
What
I mean, Phoenix ain't gonna beat the Lakers either. But I want everybody to see that this 2 seed is a fluke.
Well, if their 2 seed is a fluke, the Jazz's number 1 seed is a fluke. Then how about that?
No, it's not, because they've been running that all year.
I told you. I think I told you on last week's show. They remind me of the old Atlanta Hawks when they had Al Horford, Jeff Teague, Joe Johnson. The year they had four players make the All-Star team, was the first seed, and they got bounced in the Eastern Conference Finals by LeBron James. This is what this Utah Jazz team means to me. Because
so if they make it to the Western Conference Finals, they did good.
They not making it to the Western Conference Finals.
They're not going to lose to Golden State.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, that second match they might lose to the Clippers, but they're not losing to Golden State, though.
They losing to Golden State first round.
But
they lose to Golden State.
If they lose to Golden State, I'll give y'all all the money I got in my pocket.
I'm glad we got that.
You can write that down.
I'm glad we got that.
I ain't gonna put my money out right now.
I'm glad we got that right there.
Bro, there's no way.
All right. What about you, Dion, man? Who do you think, man, would be the most exciting series to watch in the East and the West?
Well, I'm biased since I'm a Miami Heat fan. They called their finals run last year a fluke.
It was.
And Giannis got something to prove on the line. And if Miami, which I will think they will do, outlast them, it'll be exciting to watch.
So I'm gonna ask you this, and Dion, I want you to speak with your basketball knowledge and not with your heart.
Okay.
Do you got the Miami Heat going to the Eastern Conference Finals?
I do.
Didn't I just tell you to speak basketball wise and not with your
I do. I got faith in my squad. I mean, people who are in the playoffs this year that were in the last year, besides the Celtics, who are going to get bounced out in the second round.
You keep forgetting to mention one team that wasn't in it last year.
You talking about
Nets?
Brooklyn Nets?
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. I feel like we're a great defensive team. Mm-hmm. And they have a 3-headed monster, but I mean, it's going to go 7 games in my head. So, yeah, that's how it's going to go.
Well. That's interesting.
I
you know, I've been rocking with you all show, bro, but
you're not rocking with me now.
You took it somewhere else now.
Well, it's all right. You was throwing shade on Chris Paul earlier. So.
Well, I mean, it's going to be true. Just watch.
I can't believe
the Lakers will probably sweep the Suns. Anyway, we talking about East now, so I'm going to stay on that.
Man. Okay. All right. I'm going to let you have that, nephew. I'm going to let you have it. So, we got almost to the end of the show. This is part of the show where we ask Keezy a question and stump him as usual. Last week, I stumped him with who do you trust more in the playoffs, Giannis Antetokounmpo or Paul George? That question, I asked a couple of people that, and they had the same thing. Bro, I really don't know. It's a toss-up.
You flip a coin for it anytime.
Some people like, hell, it's the same player pretty much in the playoffs. So, this week's Ask Keezy question. Who is the most important player in the playoffs? Not necessarily the best player, but who is the most important player in the playoffs? Yeah, let that sizzle.
In the entire playoffs?
In the entire playoffs, who is the most important?
Anthony Davis.
Where is it? That's who I was going to go with.
That's who it all relies upon.
The Lakers' title chances
move as AD moves.
Yeah.
The Lakers don't move without him.
It sits on them big old shoulders of his, and if he's not healthy or he's not playing good, it's a wrap.
Yeah. I'm glad you went with that. I'm glad you.
I thought you had a hard question.
I thought you was gonna go CP3.
Why? Why would I go CP3?
Because he got the Suns to the second seed, so he was very important. It's very, very important. Went from almost worst to second seed.
Yeah, like I told you, coming into the bubble last year, who was other than the Lakers?
Right.
Who looked the best?
Portland Trailblazers.
No. How many games did Phoenix play?
They played 8.
How many did they win?
They played 8.
Exactly. They looked like the best team, and I knew they was gonna have some momentum going into the season, and they rode that momentum, and they got Chris Paul, who's helped a little bit.
You know this? He helped a little bit, like he's a role player. You treat Chris Paul like he's Pat Beverly.
He averaging 15 points and like 6 assists a game. I mean,
and
Steve
like Nash won the MVP, averaging something like that.
And everybody agrees that was terrible.
Hey man, you know, we back to back. I mean, what can you say? Who's man? I was gonna say who was gonna win it, but that would require two.
Kobe.
I'm glad you said that. I'm so glad you said that. So you think Kobe Bryant should have won one of Steve Nash's MVPs?
I mean, he was the best player in the league.
So that means you're the most valuable player because you're the best player in the league. Is that what you're telling me?
I mean, if I had to pick somebody other than Steve Nash, who averaged 15 points a game,
so
hell, I could have picked Amari Stoudemire. Should have won over him.
So the
Who's
first
the best player on that team?
Sean Murray. So so the first year that Steve Nash won the MVP, I'm gonna talk to you because he ain't listening.
I ain't paying attention to this no more.
The first year that Steve Nash won the MVP, Kobe Bryant's Lakers didn't even make the playoffs. So how the hell you gonna get MVP if you didn't even make the playoffs? I'm just asking.
That's why it needs to be two separate awards. And the NBA has to reform their award system on how they give it out.
They got to.
Yeah, have a best offensive player and have a MVP.
Kobe would have clearly won the best offensive player.
So you want to do like the NFL does.
Well, the NFL, they have to do that because they have an offensive side of the ball and a defense, so they have to do that.
You play defense in the NBA.
Some players don't.
They get a defense. They get a defensive player of the year.
So no, but I'm with Dion though. They do need to revamp how they do it because being the best offensive player shouldn't be mutually exclusive with being the MVP. Like they should be two different things. You can be the best offensive player, but not be the MVP
of the whole entire
So,
league.
I think that's why Giannis has won the last couple of years is because he was really good on offense and he was really good on defense and he took his team and kind of
But see, seasons like that, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
But if you have a season where, like the Kobe Bryant, take that for example, Steve Nash can win the MVP, but Kobe was averaging, I think, 27. I think the next year he averaged 35, but he was averaging 28 that season, and you can give it to Kobe. But Steve Nash won it again the second season. When Kobe was averaging 35.
Maybe it's the second season I'm talking.
Okay, I'm glad you said that because the Los Angeles Lakers were the 7th seed. So how the hell you gonna give it to the 7th seed?
So it was the second one. Okay.
Yeah, you still ain't getting it to MVP because he's the 7th seed.
Still, I mean, he took him from they didn't make the playoffs that year.
So then Chris Paul should be the MVP, right?
Definitely not.
You just said Kobe was he get it because the Lakers didn't go to the playoffs.
We talking about Kobe Bryant and Chris Paul.
I thought we
it
was
ain't
talking,
no comparison.
I thought we was talking about taking a team from
switched
no playoffs to making the playoffs.
He still shouldn't win the MVP. But if anybody win the MVP, they coach win the MVP.
He got played Coach of the Year.
Okay, and he should win MVP too. If we talking about the Suns,
no, Chris Paul, because Coach ain't
got to play.
Yeah, Coach ain't.
Devin Booker is the best player on that team.
He may be. He may be, but he ain't the most valuable.
He ain't gonna run that. He ain't gonna run that team like Chris Paul would.
Is much better with Monty Williams.
You're right.
Bridges is much better with Monty Williams.
You're right.
That whole squad, the offense, everything, is so much better with Monty Williams as a coach.
And Monty Williams was a coach last year too, right?
For like a third of the season.
And Devin Booker was on that team last year too, right? So if Devin Booker was the best player, and he couldn't get him in the playoffs, but then you add Chris Paul and they get him to a Susie, what does that mean about Chris Paul?
I'm confused what that means.
I'm just saying, you know.
It don't mean nothing about Chris Paul.
Okay.
Because all Chris Paul gonna do, the same thing he did last year, he gonna get them to the playoffs and they gonna get bounced in the first round.
Okay, but at least we got a shot though, right? Did Phoenix have
One
a
of
shot?
the
You got
best
a shot at losing in the first round. Congratulations.
That's a higher seed. That's a higher seed at that.
Okay, so you got stuck playing the Lakers. If the Lakers would have been healthy, like I said, Phoenix would probably have been 5 or 6.
Nah, I say 3 because
I say 3.
When the Lakers, when everybody started to get hurt on the Lakers was a 2 seed.
Utah, the Lakers,
and then Suns
and Nuggets.
Jamal Murray got hurt.
Yeah,
that took Denver down.
Yeah, but let's say all things being considered, everybody was healthy. It would be Jazz, Lakers, Suns,
Jazz,
Nuggets.
Lakers, Nuggets, and Clippers.
Nah, Clippers.
Dallas and Phoenix would be right there in that 5-6 spot, and then they'd be 5 or 6 seed.
No. You comparing Dallas on the same level as Phoenix? No,
not even close.
Can't do it.
Not even remotely.
Dallas is a 5 seed.
Yeah.
So they would have been 5 or 6, just like they are now.
Because if everybody was healthy, you wouldn't have the Lakers in the play-in game. So therefore, they take somebody's spot that's in 1 through 6, right?
That's what I'm saying. They move up to 2,
and then the Suns go to 3.
The Suns move down some more. If the Lakers was healthy, Jamal Murray was healthy, and the Clippers actually played some damn players, that moves everybody down.
No, it just moves everybody down 1 spot.
No,
you got Jazz, Lakers, Suns, Nuggets, Clippers, Man,
listen. When the season was going right before everybody got hurt,
then the season was
the Suns were the 5 seed.
Yeah.
And that's where they asked would have stayed at the 5 line or 6.
So they can't get hot. They can't catch fire and move up. That's what you said.
They're not gonna get hotter than everybody else that's out there.
They got the 2 seed now, don't they? They went from 5 to 2. So you mean to tell me everybody ahead of them got injured and they just happened to?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, they got lucky and moved their ass up to the 2 seed. That's how this happened.
That's how it happened.
Yes, they probably gonna be the worst 2 seed we done seen in a long time.
Boy,
and the Lakers are gonna be the best number 7 seed of all time.
That's not true. Because the Lakers, not the Lakers, the Clippers got bounced in the second round as a 2 seed last year.
Bro, that Clippers team last year is way better than the Suns. Though.
I can't tell.
Just because they took an L early don't mean they not better than this.
So just because you say that like that one wasn't supposed to contend for the title.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody had title. Oh, I'm picking the Clippers. LeBron ain't gonna do it. They got Kawhi. He got the commercial. He got the crown hanging off.
We said all year the best 2 teams in the NBA was the Lakers and the Clippers.
Who's it this year?
The Lakers and the Clippers.
No,
the Lakers and the Nets. The 2 best teams in the West are the Lakers and the Clippers.
Maybe.
All things considered, if everybody's healthy, everybody plays full, the Lakers and the Clippers are the best 2 teams in the West.
I don't know.
The Suns are probably 5.
I don't know. What
you know what?
Last year?
It don't matter though. The Brooklyn Nets is gonna win the title. So it don't matter who comes out of whatever.
I don't know about that.
It don't matter.
We will make sure to have Dion back on when we get to the Eastern and Western Conference because
y'all can come on here and talk about LeBron. That's all y'all want.
Also, you automatically know LeBron gonna be there.
No,
we ain't got nothing to talk about.
He might be there.
You just said all we gonna do is talk about LeBron, so he gonna be there, right?
Let me show you something. So
okay.
This is what
you gonna draw a play for me?
Yeah, this is what's going to happen. The Lakers and the Clippers are gonna play in the Western Conference Finals this year. Finally, which is what we wanted to see last year, is actually gonna happen this year. And
why didn't it happen last year?
Because Doc Rivers wasn't drawing up enough pick and rolls and putting Paul George in his spots.
Paul George just ain't on top of the backboard.
So that was Doc Rivers' fault, right?
Yeah, it's Doc Rivers' fault.
Okay, he shot and hit the side of the backboard. That was Doc Rivers' fault, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He only made 2 shots the whole game.
And that's
you know what I'm really interested to see though?
What's that?
I want to see what Rondo does with his Clippers team. The way he brought the Lakers around. I want to see if he can bring the Clippers
not gonna be
around the same way.
It's not gonna be the same. And I'm gonna tell you why it's not gonna be the same. Because you had Rondo and LeBron who are basically IQ wise the same player, right?
Yeah.
So you have 2 coaches on the floor, and then you have AD. So like it's just a whole different dynamic because AD does so many different things as far as being a big that can stretch the floor and things of that nature. Then when you have Rondo and LeBron out there constructing everybody what to do and where to go, you can't put a price on that. But then you get to the Clippers, their main 2 players are wings, so they can only do so much. You can't tell Paul George, all right, we need you to get in the post and get us a bucket this real. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a totally different dynamic because their best players are on the wing. And when he had success with the Clippers, what do you have? A big. So I don't think Rondo's gonna have the same.
But see, they made some moves though. See,
with Boogie,
they got Boogie.
Okay.
Ibaka been hurt, he'll be back.
Who?
Zubac, big Zubac is in there.
You mean to tell me
Rondo?
No. I'm not saying that's the difference, but I'm saying it ain't like they don't have a big anywhere.
They do. But when you tell that big, when LeBron comes down the floor and he throws up that 4, which is the play for AD, AD gonna pull him away from the basket. Who in the hell is gonna be able to keep up with AD away from the basket? Zubac?
Definitely not.
Boogie's old ass legs, knees.
I mean, you talking about one person.
Ibaka?
You talking about one person.
That's all we need.
If AD get 35.
If AD gets 35, it's a sweep.
No.
If AD averages 35 and 11, bro, that is a sweep.
That's a sweep. I won't say a sweep, but
I am.
I won't say that's a sweep.
If he's doing 35 and 11,
just think about what Bron's going to be doing.
That's 28 and 9, and
that's 63 points.
You got Big Drum. That's 15 and 12.
No, it ain't.
That's 15 and 12 right there.
No, the hell it ain't. No.
And then you got Kyle Kuzma chipping in 4 points. Like, we good.
4 points for him.
we good. And then you got Morris. You got KC3. You got Dennis Schroeder.
Who you hated last year, and I told you.
Why do you keep bringing up last year?
Hero.
Why you keep bringing up last year?
KCP's an unsung hero last year. He played great defense.
Yes, and I hated him the whole season.
KCP came up big in the finals.
Okay. When you want him to come up big? First game of the season?
Yeah. Yeah.
See, KCP come up big in the playoffs, whereas Chris Paul, he gonna fall down. You know.
Why we keep going back?
I'm just letting you know that the Lakers is probably about to sweep the Phoenix Suns.
Who's the best point guard in the West? Go ahead. Watch it. It's gonna pain for him to say this. Who is it?
I'm gonna say that man.
Luka. Okay, on that note, we get ready to get on up out of here.
Who's the best point guard in the West?
CP3.
Yeah, Chris Paul.
Look. Okay, look. Utah Jazz. You like Mike Conley? You like Mike Conley over CP3? Okay, no. Steph Curry.
Yeah.
That sounds better. Now we getting somewhere.
Steph Curry. No, because I'm thinking of he's gonna have the 8th seed. So you know, so I'm going with Steph. So Steph, then CP3. Yeah.
I can get down with that.
I take Mike Conley right now before I take CP3.
That's so disrespectful, bro. So disrespectful.
What position does Luka play though?
Basketball. Basketball, bro. He got a position.
He the point guard though.
He just get the ball.
He the point guard.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay. If y'all want to call him that, that's fine. Okay. To me, he's not a point guard, but I mean, whatever floats your boat.
Yeah.
He just gets in where he fits.
He's just a ball player.
He's just a ball player. He's just a hooper.
Yeah.
I feel you.
And man, I don't even want to get started on Luka, bro, because I don't understand how he does not get his shot blocked. I don't understand how people can't stay in front of him.
He moves so lethargic, but he gets past people every time.
It's the Paul Pierce syndrome, where it's like, bro, how can y'all not stay in front of Buddy? Like, I don't get it. But it's some veteran tricks of the trade and all of that type of stuff. But anyway, speaking of, before we get out of here, what are y'all thoughts on Chris Webber, Paul Pierce, Ben Wallace being selected to the NBA Hall of Fame for the 2021 class? What are y'all thoughts on that?
I like it, honestly. I mean, as a young guy, I watched all them guys grow up, and they were all great players. And just to see them make it to the Hall of Fame, which I thought they should be in, it was kind of like satisfying to see in my eyes.
I'm forgetting somebody. Chris Webber, Paul Pierce, Ben Wallace, Chris Bosh. That's who the other one was.
I think injuries robbed Chris Webber. Okay. I think he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. I think injuries robbed him.
Okay.
I think if he hadn't got injured, he may have been the best out of all of them.
If I know if is the theme of the show. If Chris Webber never got injured or never had knee issues, would we be talking about him in the same light we do KG and Tim Duncan?
I feel like we would.
So, yeah.
I feel like we would.
Yeah.
Okay. I think all of them are deserving except for Paul Pierce.
Why's that?
I just don't think Paul Pierce, because, and this is why I hate the Basketball Hall of Fame, because they take your whole basketball, the whole college, what if you played overseas, that into account. And to me, the Hall of Fame should be exclusive to all-time greats. You know what I'm saying? People who either impacted the game, changed the game, or you were either one or two at your position for at least a decade. You see what I'm saying? And for me, when Paul Pierce was in his prime, whoever said that he was among the great small forwards? How many small forwards can you name before you get to Paul Pierce as far as all-time greats? You can at least probably name 10, maybe even 15.
Yeah, but I mean that's the way it's gonna go with every position.
No, it's not.
You think about all the point guards in the Hall of Fame, though.
Yeah,
you can go down the list.
You're right, but think about it like this. So the top 5 point guards of all time were set until Steph Curry came around, right? He changed the game. So he moves up in that list. So if you're great, you're gonna move up in that list as your career unfolds. So for a guy like Paul Pierce, his career was good, but would you call it great?
But they're gonna put somebody in the Hall of Fame every year.
LeBron James heard it.
It don't matter.
That's why he did it.
Somebody's going in there every year.
Put him out the conference finals like 3 years in a row.
I get that. But like now this is getting Tony Kukoc got in.
But he was they vote on the international committee votes on somebody every year.
I get that, but I was arguing with the people in the group page. Tony Kukoc only played 3 seasons overseas. So how the hell you get in internationally when you only play? Now if he played like 8 to 9,
his impact over there was
in 3 seasons.
I mean, it is what it is.
You got to be the LeBron James of overseas,
and he was.
Okay,
it was like what they call him, like the Magic Johnson of Croatia, or something like that. You know,
and that's why he's a Hall of Famer, and that's why Jordan played with 3 other Hall of Famers and had a super team in the 90s.
That's a lie.
Yeah, what's a super team?
Any team that LeBron James constructs is considered a super team.
Well, on that note, we get ready to get on the out of here. This has been your boy Q Walker, aka Nephew Q, and KJ, and special guest Dion Webb. Make sure y'all be on the lookout for his high school podcast that he's about to start partaking. You got something you want to say before we get out of here?
It was a great time being around these two guys. I done picked up a lot of information from these two, picking up on a lot of things to venture out in my own little career. So yeah, I'm just glad to be here.
The most important thing that you should have got from this show is that I may not be right, but I'm never wrong. That's the most important thing you should have gotten from today. Write that down. Write that down and take that notes with you.
Don't you write that bullshit down. But we get ready to get up out of here. And like always, if you want to catch the show, you can always catch it on the YouTube channel. If you're unable to sit down and watch it on the YouTube channel, you can always listen on all major podcast streaming platforms. So from Q Walker, KJ, and Dion, we get ready to get up out of here. But before we do, we want you to treat somebody how you want somebody to treat your mama. We got this thing. Peace.
I got a basketball Jones. I got a basketball Jones, oh baby, ooh wee.